Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's daily brief recap. Um, wow, what a violent start out of the gate here, right back after the July 4th holiday weekend. I suppose here, let's just check to see if YouTube's doing its thing. Boom. Yep, good. Thank you, Kevin. If anything, things almost look a little bit toppy, but right out of the gate, whole bunch of selling. Where's your matrix here? Yeah. So big whack of selling out of the oil markets, and we kind of been talking about this recently. That this should not. I mean, this cannot be healthy for the economy. I mean, this is ridiculous. $75 oil. And looks like stocks were kind of like, maybe we've gone a little too far too fast. I actually got a big jump in the bond market here today, sort of continuing on that recent ABCD, boom, 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 boom. But I wonder, gee whiz, should we be getting ready to look for a top here? I don't know. Gold, funny market gold. Actually, I did some buying in a silver stock today. Call me crazy, but took a shot there. This was an interesting Wyckoff check level. If this commodity is toast, then we will fail here. So this isn't a terrible place, I think, to take your shot. Basically, it's risking that kind of window. We should probably see like megaphone type action in here. So I'm not coming in on the gold, but if you look at the silver, it looks very similar to that. And actually, I'm actually buying a silver stock. So you can see a pretty tight little range in here. So I got to take a shot off of that. If that fails, then I'll just walk away. So interesting level. There is a potential big. The silver itself, I'm not overly enamored with. The actual trade that I'm doing is in a silver stock, but we won't worry about that right now. Right now, it's all about U.S. dollar index pressing up against the highs, so not even fractaling here. Looks like the U.S. dollar wants to press higher here. Still got those January 2022 call options, so we'll see how that goes over the course of the coming 6 to 8 months. Interesting though, I did buy that silver call, so if anything, maybe I'm hedged. I don't know what you want to call it. I might even find a situation where the silver and the gold move up with the U.S. dollar. That very rarely happens, though. But we'll see how it goes. This would in itself be sort of a risk-off bet, I would think. As money sort of pouring into the bonds, kind of safety, coming out of stocks, coming out of crude oil, coming out of crypto. I don't know. Maybe a little bit yes, a little bit no. I did notice first thing this morning, Kevin even mentioned this, that the Russell 2000 was just getting its head handed to it this morning. So actually, I do really like now this beautiful, we had one low and we were wondering if there was going to be another low to correspond with this. Do love the idea of some sort of pivot coming in like over the next few days, maybe over the next week here. That would be just sick. If we counter trend rally now, though, and we fail, this will actually imply major problems for the risk market going forward, and probably trouble for crypto and risk assets in general. So just be forewarned, right? I mean, this potentially is floating out here. We're kind of hoping that this thing would resolve through this normal seasonal window bull. If, however, we go and M out here, and this is going to probably take a week or two for us to actually see the final verdict. If we go and M out here and break down, then my hunch is we're heading down a lot lower. And it means that whatever the bottom was that was put in last March, well, that story is now basically played out, and we're now going to go back down and test those panic lows. So we'll see how it goes. As it stands right now, still stuck in this range, and Risk itself is having a hard time. You can feel it. It's heavy right now. Risk, there are a lot of people that came back from the long weekend. They actually squared up. This also, too, is the beginning of the third quarter. So, fourth quarter 2000, or excuse me, second quarter 2021 is now in the books. So we're probably getting a bunch of sort of bets on what does the third quarter look like for the economy. So lots of moving parts here. Not really a hell of a lot really popping in junior land. Actually, I had a bunch of names jump up on the open, and then everything just sort of cascading back down lower. Kind of similar to what I see in crypto. I do like crypto as a leading indicator in this space. So, in the risk space, if you will. So, as you can see, actually, we had our presentation from our two sort of professional futures traders, Daniele and Kiran here today at TRI. And we were kind of like, just be careful. Things are looking pretty heavy, which is interesting because I had sort of said, over the weekend, as long as we didn't M out below this trend line, I was fine. And really, through the weekend, we were kind of like, okay, we're going to hold. Okay, things look like they're holding. Okay, we turn back up, and now you can see, oh, we just puked out the other side. So the question now is, the test is on. I hate to say it, but really, sometimes I draw bull bear battle lines, and I believe there is a bull bear battle line being waged here. And like you can see here, if we actually go and M out and fail through here, then that means we got a lot further down to go. But that hasn't happened yet. I don't think it's a good idea for any of us to, make a prediction that is going to happen. Just understand, though, that, professional traders, they don't really trade opinions. They just trade setups. And you can see A, B, C, D. This is there. You can see the level. 33, 4, 36-ish, somewhere in that area. You start getting signs of failure here, and the pros are going to start coming in and hitting this thing. So just be aware of that. That is the market state right now. We're we were kind of talking about this earlier. When are great, easy times to take shots and risks in the marketplace? Now is not it. Now, if anything, it's sort of like, I'm from Missouri, and we said we were from Missouri about a week or so ago. We're really close to the bottom, but you got to show me the bottom before I believe that the bottom's actually in. I'm not totally convinced the bottom's in, but it's feeling more productive and more constructive. One of the ways that I see it is actually, and it makes sense because I think it's sort of going to be the future of this space, is the whole idea of the sort of DeFi. Looks to me like if we look at our DeFi versus shitcoin proxy, DeFi just got a huge shot in the arm, eh? I mean, maybe we should get into the business of playing the spreads. Look at that beautiful W that just came in there on shitcoin or on DeFi. So DeFi is kicking ass right now. And Kiran was even saying, I didn't mention that Ethereum still looks okay. I mean, it doesn't actually look as heavy as the corn does right now. You can see this is potentially a double top. So if we go 4 hours here, if this goes, and remember, now we're below the trend line. If we go and M out over here, well, there's going to be a dump. But interestingly enough, Ethereum actually has a bunch of wiggle room where actually it could come off here a bit and it's not sort of catastrophic. I've been wanting to try and get back in on the Litecoin trade. I did buy some here. It wasn't such a great idea. Fractaled out, walked away with a very small loss, but nonetheless loss. Market dumped, rallied back. I was like, holy moly, that's a big trading range. Better just leave that alone until it resolves. And now you can literally see, I mean, wow, we are coiling up to something big here. So if the bulls are in charge, right, 1 low, 2 lows, 3 lows, I might think about getting long through here. If the bears take over 1 high, 2 highs, 3 highs, I might actually think about going short through here. I mean, there's a hell of a battle here, no doubt about it. And I don't, again, I'm from Missouri. You got to show me who's going to win this here before I believe one way or the other. I don't think it's in our best interest to predict who's going to win this war. I don't know. One thing I will say, though, like I just showed you there a moment ago, is DeFi is catching a bid. Money's coming in. I suppose let's take a look at our Luna. It's got this W working here. It's got another W here from this morning. I mean, it's not the best looking chart, but it sure is a hell of a lot better looking than like things like corn or Litecoin. There are some names that we bought recently. There's that W. Actually, it's funny. I showed you this W on the weekend, and we postulated, well, probably got to look for a 50% bounce. There it is. It's incredible how this stuff plays itself out. Energy Webs. A lot of people on TRI. Of course, this was one of Chico Crypto's names. A lot of people on TRI really like the look of this name. Interesting level, I'll tell you. This band, I was barking about this band the other day. You know, there's a big double bottom. There's double bottom within double bottom. Look how he's just sort of marching his way higher. So, you know, DeFi names, you know, they don't look so bad. DeFi perp, right? There's W within W. It's actually, you know, DeFi perp. You know what I noticed is that Aave, it was jumping up here this morning. Where the hell's that damn thing? You know, so actually we should have a really fun conversation on Wednesday. Link, people in the daily brief this were mentioning Link. Look at that son of a bitch right there. I mean, what letter of the alphabet do you see coming in? Oh, you know, I should make reference. I threw up a chart of an altcoin the other day, and I went a little bit overboard with my funny drawings and stuff like that. I found it amusing, but one of TRI's principles goes, you know what? You should probably ask, you know, some of the ladies on the site whether they find they appreciate that, and I did because I respect our community's views. And the ladies were like, "Nah, that's a bit juvenile, Brian. Maybe dial that back." So I was having fun on the net, being silly, but I understand. Maybe I went a little overboard there the other day. Anyway, point of the matter here is this is looking awfully WE. Is there any guarantees in this space? You know, there aren't. But I'll tell you, 60, 70% of the time, a trader's life kind of idea. I think that actually the propensity for this thing to trade back up to the 50% rule is actually pretty darn high here right now. You know, maybe you buy that W right there and you say, you know what, I'm going to actually risk both. I'm going to risk this W. I'm going to risk this W. I'm going to risk this W. Man, there are a hell of a lot of W's. And I'm going to look to take profits at the 50% roll. Well, 2.6 risk reward. That's the stuff. You know, I want to try and not swear too. So that's the stuff that pro traders look for. You know, I mean, look at that chart. It's so pretty. Geez, maybe I'll go buy some as I'm talking to you. So there are these names setting up. Geez, I look awfully attractive. I seem to remember Kevin's wave. Not near. No, not that excited about your coin there, Kevin. I do remember there was a couple other DeFis that we looked at this morning, and I was like, "Wow, look at that!" So, I feel as though we're close to the turn. Oh yeah, I heard a lot of people talking about that too. Sushi, oh Jesus! And isn't this all the Binance stuff? I mean, the interesting thing about this is I'm not entirely certain how all this stuff goes. But yeah, I mean, there you go. Look at all these W's coming in here. I mean, W's WWW by the something, right? Is that a name that I can really get too excited about? I don't know. That's tough. But I could see a technical bounce back up to trendline resistance up in here. But if this is Binance related, we were talking in the lounge today. We got a bit more sort of negativity. I think it was out of the people in England, London, who said they're not allowed to deal with Binance. So I think that's half of the. Well, there's that, and then we talked a little bit in the daily brief today about China and how they're cracking down on tech names and U.S. listings and stuff like that. So there's that negativity. Interestingly enough, I don't know whether this really is specifically like cryptocurrency or it's sort of like, that sort of a macro kind of systemic risk kind of problem. And if you can find a name that's got good fundamentals, like I would imagine, and I remember I watched some video with a bunch of guys. I think it was that Crypto Cobain guy. And there was one gentleman, and he goes, "Yes, I have no neck. Do we have that now established? Good." Because I guess a lot of people bug him about it. He doesn't have a neck. But the point is that he really, really likes this Solana. And if you can find a name, we should probably be. I mean, God, that's a tough chart for me to look at there. I don't know. I was kind of hoping that thing actually was Wing out because I know he's so super bullish of it, but I can't buy that. That sucks. I was kind of hoping. One thing I will say, so, if anything, maybe this makes sense, because the DeFi space is so strong. I think this guy's DeFi. We'll probably talk a lot about this on the Wednesday show with the boys. They're much smarter about crypto than I am. I think I've told you before, Sjord is absolutely in love with this Luna. I've gone and bought some. Now it's a 78.6. Then I also bought this W. Hell, I might even go buy some more here. There, another W is coming in. It almost looks like this is like a little bull flag that's coming in here right now, eh? So actually, this would be interesting. If this is a bot, then maybe I'll strap on a bit more to play the bot. So something like that. What do I want to do here? It's always backwards. And actually, I got to go get stabbed. So my stabbing appointment here is fairly soon. So I should actually wind this up. But let's just go boobity boo, and boobity shmoo. So, Sjord, he's super jazzed about this name fundamentally. There's the bot trade level. Look at that. It's already had move stop to scratch. That's probably too volatile for me. Maybe I actually go off a bigger one. There to there. And there to there. That might give you a little bit more wiggle room. Boom. Yeah. All right. So there's the entry off of that. And that kind of makes sense, eh? Because that's just a big honking W. A nice little pullback in here. I might be able to add to that trade. So looking for 7 and change. And interestingly enough, before the summer, actually that makes sense too, because really all that's saying is we're just going to go up and test these highs. And if this bottom does come in, then we can start thinking foggy buggies. So that means probably we can start thinking about, boom, 2.618, 1380. So if we can sneak in here at $5, $6, $7, well, we should be able to get a double out of this. Get ourselves some free coins. Well, that's not a bad trade idea. So as an example of DeFi, I do see this developing, which is fascinating because it doesn't really have anything to do with Bitcoin. Bitcoin might be being driven by, more macro stories, big fund flows, all those like micro strategies, people, all that kind of stuff. And as I said before, please understand this bearish signal is not fired for me yet. If we do go NM out here, though, then it will have fired. So it hasn't fired yet. So, there's your crazy ass market. Welcome back, from the holiday break. Interesting. There is the poop coins. You can see they're kind of just going sideways in here. Maybe, one low, two lows. They might even be botting out here. You see how I was kind of hoping we'd see that kind of action. That might actually be happening here. But interestingly enough, it's almost, what this actually reminds me of is you can kind of see Bitcoin here is kind of like, it's not really doing anything. And then we go and we see this going all sort of bullish for the DeFis. So what do you think the dominance chart looks like? My hunch is the dominance chart is showing Bitcoin looks like poop. And it should be altcoin season again. So let's see. Can we find that? Where is that? I think it's over here. Here. Yeah, let's see what we got here. Yeah. So I think I said this the other day. I got a funny feeling your crypto winter was very, very short. And we're right back into orgy mode, especially in the DeFi space. And if that Luna catches a bid and it starts going ape shit again, and I think the story's pretty good. Sjord tells he spins a pretty bullish yarn. So, if that's the case, and this DeFi index is rocking and rolling, and, like Kevin's all jazzed about sushi, and I've seen a bunch of these other DeFi names all look super sexy. I think, oh my goodness, look at that little W. I mean, do you, is there supposed to be some sort of website that you're supposed to go to try and make money from trading? I mean, look at that. That's ridiculous. So, there's your market state. I think that there was kind of like almost like a hangover following the holiday weekend that needed to get sort of shaken out. As I said before, from Missouri, there were a couple crypto names that I was super excited about here recently that are just getting taken to the woodshed here. Of course, I'm not going to be selling into that. If anything, I'd even consider buying some more. But totally understandable. And also, too, remember, I mean, this thing might go right off the board. But shitcoins just getting taken apart here. Totally par for the course. I don't put too much money at risk in any of these names. Please understand that. But you tell me, is this one of these opportunity is now here or opportunity is nowhere? I actually went and bought a little bit more of that right off of that double bottom there. Yeah, well, I'm sitting here going, oh, well, shit happens. Not crying, not really getting excited. Just it's sitting at the bottom end of the range. If it survives, then I think there's money to be made. If it's toast, then it's toast. I mean, welcome to venture capital. Did find it interesting that a lot of the names actually that I've been buying are actually starting to perk up again. So we'll see how it goes. Only time will tell. I like the idea that the market's getting pretty close to some sort of pivot. I do like the idea that DeFi's gotten its ass kicked here recently. And if this is a pivot, then maybe you want to go shopping in that space. I don't know whether I really like that one too much. But like we showed you well, anyway, I'm just spinning in circles. Try and take advantage of this seasonal window. Could there be one more dump here first week or two of July before we get into that? Yeah, maybe. That might happen. Can you use those pullbacks as buying opportunities into green boxes, mountain mans on things like Bitcoin? Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Is this the time to get cautious? Like, oh my God, the sky's falling. It's the end of a long bull market and you're going to get frozen into positions for months on end. I don't think so. I actually don't. I actually like the idea that pullbacks now are actually buying opportunities. So we'll see how deep these moves go down if they do go down. But, there's big fat green boxes. There's Mountain Man sitting there. You know what he does. And I think I'll try and stop talking now. Good luck, Brian. All right, everybody. Have yourselves a great day. I'm going to go get jabbed here this afternoon because I want to make sure I'm done for Liam and I can travel and stuff. So wish me luck. I might feel like absolute crap tomorrow. Hell, I might even be dead. We'll see what happens. But if I am MIA for the next few days, you know exactly what's happening. So good luck, everybody. PMA for the win. All the best. And Kevin, if you could take us on out of here. The only thing left for Brian to say here is a big bye for now.